Okay, excellent. Now the answer to the challenge question. Can you describe or draw how the cell would look after that if we allow the water to keep entering the cell? What would it look like? If you did that, you find out that because we have high water concentration outside the cell compared to inside the cell, water would move into the cell and the cell would expand and become turgid. Okay, amazing. Well done. Okay. Now, if the net water movement is out of the cell will shrink and then shrivel. So in science, we say it will become what? Flaccid. So if the net movement is outside, that's because this cell is put into a more what? Concentrated solution. That's a solution that has more what? A solute inside it. Water will leave the cell, which will be what? Which we have high water concentration. So the water will leave the cell that has got high water concentration and then move into the surrounding environment that has low water concentration. So the cell would what? Shrink and shrivel, and then we say it will become what? Flaccid. It will become flaccid. Okay, another scenario. If the net movement of water is into the cell would swell and bulge, and it will become what? Turgid. So the cell will become turgid. Okay, so what would happen if this osmosis continued? What do you think would happen? Yeah, of course, amazing. So if this continues, the cell would what? Burst. If this continues, the cell would burst. Okay, excellent. That's why it's important to control your sugar and salt intake. It's all very important. Though we have a system in the body, homeostasis, that controls this, but as a person, it's also good to control this intake of sugar and salt as well. Thank you. Okay, so predict what you think will happen to a plant cell in these different conditions. If this plant cell is placed in a distilled water, what do you think would happen? If this plant cell is placed in concentrated salt solution, what would happen? Please remember to use the key words. I'll give us 2 minutes to think about the answers and also link this to examples you have seen in real life as well. Okay, amazing, excellent. Thanks for your engagement, excellent effort in this lesson. Okay, if this cell is placed in a distilled water, of course, the water will go into the cell and then the cell would expand and become turgid. The cell would expand and become turgid. That's because the outside environment of the cell has got more water compared to inside the cell. So water is in high concentration outside compared to inside. So water will go into the cell that is in low concentration of water, and then the cell will swell and become what? Turgid. Okay, if this cell is put into a more what? Concentrated salt solution, that means the surrounding has got more solute than inside. So it has more solute but less water concentration, while the cell will have more what? Water concentration. So water would leave the cell and enter the environment solution. So the cell would do what? It will shrink and shrivel. So the cell will become flaccid. the cell will become flaccid. Amazing, excellent, excellent for those amazing use of keywords. That's amazing, amazing, well done. Okay, we have this other question to please answer. You have 4 minutes to complete this question, so you can pause the video now to answer the questions. Thank you. Unpause once you finish. Okay, amazing. Let's go through your answers. Well done, well done. You are doing so well. Okay, let's go through the answers. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going through the PowerPoint. Okay, where is the water concentration usually higher in the soil or root? Of course, water concentration is usually higher in the soil. That's why water would leave the soil and then enter the root hair. Thank you. Will water move into and out or out of the cell? So water will move into the cell because water is what? The concentration of water in the soil is higher than the root hair. Thank you. What process will the water move by? Of course, osmosis. So the process will be what? Osmosis. So what does the water have to pass through? The water will have to pass through the cell membrane of the cell, the cell membrane of the root hair cell. So how did you do? Amazing, excellent, 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 excellent. Well done, well done, well done, excellent. Okay, next check. Why does putting salt on slugs kill them? So we have 3 minutes to answer this question. So you can pause the video now. Thank you. Okay, let's go through your amazing answers. Okay. Now, so many people would have written so many things, but the important thing is that usually, why do we put what? Why does putting salt on slugs kill them? That's because what? Their skins act as what? Partially permeable membrane. So the skins of the slug act as what? Partially permeable membrane. So the salt on the outside mixes with the water in the saline of the slug, so making it what? Salty. So when it's salty, it's what? The concentration of the solute will become high, while the concentration of water molecule will become low. So because a concentration gradient is then created, water will move from high concentration, which is inside the slug now, to low concentration, which is outside the slug now. So overall loss of water will be what? From the slug. So the slug will dehydrate to death. So putting the slug on the skin would increase the concentration of solute outside the skin, but will reduce the concentration of water outside the skin. So the inside the slug then will have high concentration of water compared to the outside. So there will be net movement of water from inside the slug into the salt solution that is made outside. So the slug will then dehydrate to death. So that's just the answer. So you can say this actually GCSE question or A-level question even. So you can see it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even 7 marks. So well done. That's excellent answer. Well done you. Well done. Well done. Okay, so next question attempt, please. We have 2 minutes to go through this. So choose which ones are true and which ones are false. So is your answer 1, 2, 3, or 4? So 2 minutes. Pause the video now. Thank you. Okay, amazing. Can we go through your answers now? So what's your answer? Are you right? Osmosis is the movement of water from a low to a high concentration. Absolutely false. because osmosis is movement of water from high to low concentration. Amazing. During osmosis, water has to pass through a partially permeable membrane. Yes, of course. Water will pass through a partially permeable membrane or semi-permeable membrane. Amazing. Osmosis is a passive process, of course, because we said the movement is down a concentration gradient, so energy is not required. Excellent. D, if the water concentration is higher outside a cell, water leaves the cell. Not really. So water will do what? Enter the cell. Amazing. Excellent. Starch and proteins are small enough to fit through a cell membrane. Absolutely false, because starch and protein, they are large molecules. So for their fission to occur, the starch and protein must be broken down into smaller molecules. So starch, we have say glucose, for instance, and proteins, we have amino acids. Okay, excellent, excellent. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Amazing answers. Ooh, amazing answers. We have another scenario, just explaining what would happen to an animal cell if the water concentration is lower outside the cell. So can you please pause the video again? You have, say, 3 minutes to describe what will happen. It's a challenge question. Just try your best. Okay, I will leave you read through this and then mark your answers. Call yourself well done for your excellent effort and engagement. It just to explain what will happen at each scenario. Excellent. Well done. Well done. Okay, another question. Describe and explain what is happening in each beaker. Think, pair, and share. So you have 3 minutes. Think, pair, and then share. Well done. Excellent. Okay, amazing. Let's see your answers. What would happen? Let's see your answers. So in first scenario A, the animal cell is not affected because the water concentration is equal inside and outside of the cell. So there is no overall movement of water. Excellent if you wrote that. Well done. Then B, the cell is swelling because more water is moving into the cell than out of the cell because the water concentration is higher outside. Amazing. The cell is shriveled, that's prenated, because more water is moving out of the cell than into the cell because the water concentration inside the cell is higher. Amazing. Excellent answers. Oh, amazing. Excellent answers. Well done. So for this question, I would expect us to answer this question ourselves. We have 3 minutes, so you can pause the video to answer the questions again, and after which unpause the video to mark your answers. Okay, excellent. I would expect you to give the question to your teacher to mark for you. You have this experiment to try out at home and send the your result to your teacher as well. We would love to see them. So can we go through these questions? Is true or false? The first one, the movement of water through a partially permeable membrane is called osmosis. True or false? Amazing. That's what? True. Excellent. Next question. Plants absorb water by osmosis through their leaves. True or false? False. Excellent. Amazing. Next question. Osmosis requires energy. Not really. False, because osmosis is a passive process. Excellent. If too much water moves into an animal cell by osmosis, the cell will swell and burst. Yes, excellent. Wow, amazing, amazing. Thank you for today's lesson. Thank you for your excellent engagement and efforts. Like I said, complete all the questions, complete the practical at home is a good thing to always do practicals in science because that's what science is all about. You can send your picture to your teacher. Yeah, complete the review question as well. Send the questions to your teacher as well to mark. Have a lovely day. Thank you for listening. Remain your amazing self and keep working very hard. We are so proud of you. Bye.